They say that knowledge is power, but we say only if you know where to get it. We are the Council, and welcome to the Gossup, where we bring the whispers, the facts, and the stories that matter. Stay locked in. Welcome everyone to the pod.
What up?
That's right. I am Sherry, and we have a guest. Tammy, would you introduce our guest?
We have here to the right of me no other than Fees. Welcome, Fees.
Welcome, Fees. Fees is a artist that has been on movies. He's premiered, his music has premiered on different stages all around the world. He actually hails from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And just give us a little bit. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
Background.
And where our viewers can find you.
So I'm all over social media.
Yep.
So you can find me there. I've been singing all my life. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer. I've been doing it for a very long time. I consider myself to be seasoned in music, but striving to do different things now and broaden my horizons, entertainment-wise and musically. But I'm still a singer-songwriter, so that's my love. That's what I do mostly. So check me out. Follow me, Feezy Fonzarelli, Instagram, TikTok.
You got to say it a little slower, cause that's Milwaukee. That's that Midwestern Milwaukee.
Fees Fonzarelli, like the Fonz.
Can you spell that for us, please? Maybe just in case people like me that's a little slow.
Ooh, FONZERELLI, Fonzarelli, FEESE. Fonzarelli. So yeah.
Right. Yeah. We gonna give y'all a little taste later on. We ain't even gonna do that right now for y'all, cause you know why? We want to get this podcast started. I know normally y'all see a stage full of women, but we want to mix it up. So we brought my brother here to kind of mix it up so we can hear an opinion that is opposite of a female. We want to get the male's opinion on thoughts on dating and relationships. And even if he want to get a little personal, hey, it's up to him. Now, we ain't telling him to get personal, but it's up to you if you want to share. We listening.
That's right. How deep do you want to go? You want to be like Keith, how deep is your love? Oh.
You know what? Tammy, she want to be your background singer. I think we might have to hire her on to do some backup.
I'm ready. Sign me up, coach. Put me in the game.
Put her in the game, coach.
They're going to be like Jamie Foxx and Regina King.
That's right. That's right.
Gosh.
True. Well, let the games begin. We have a top story on today that is, our top stories. At some point, we're going to be a little bit of positive on these top stories, because every top story that we've been having has been a tragedy, and we could not acknowledge this RIP. Oh my goodness. We want to say RIP to our boy Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Theo.
The one and the only Theo of the Cosby Show. Yeah. What do you guys can you give me some thoughts as you when you heard about, you know, the passing of Malcolm?
I know. I heard it from a friend first. He was like, "Hey, you know, Malcolm passed." I was like, "Malcolm?" And he's like, "Yeah, Theo." I was like, "Yeah, right." I was like, "That can't be true." You know, you be like, you hear stuff, you like, it can't be true. So then you like, let me go on social media. But then I was like, oh, that's true. It is true. And then, you know, you start digging, like, what happened? And I was like, oh my gosh, why you didn't have on a life jacket? Why, you know, you start going like, why this, or why that, or whatever. But I was in disbelief at first until I actually had to, you know, look it up, and it felt like it hit home.
It did.
You know, I don't know if it's just watching the Cosby Show, because it's like on Thursdays, you know, being from Louisiana, that was the day it came on. My whole family, we are all in the room just waiting on the Cosby Show in a different world to come on. You know, it's like back to back.
Yeah.
So we just sitting there. That was like, hey, grab your popcorn, your drink, your candy, whatever you go have, and let's sit in front of this TV. So it's like losing a brother, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll piggyback that because he was definitely revered in our household coming up. A show that obviously me and my sister used to watch all the time. I don't think we ever missed the Cosby Show. I don't think we ever missed the episode. They definitely were the parents that weren't our parents that were helping raise us. So we always looked at the kids as like brothers and sisters that, you know, we felt like we, you know, were a part of their household. We were Huxtables in a sense. You know, Malcolm Jamal Warner was definitely one of my favorites. He kept it clean, kept his name clean, kept his nose clean whole time. So he definitely was somebody that we admired. I definitely admired and looked up to. From where I'm from, you know, you guys like that, you kind of like, dang, could that be real? You know what I mean? Like, could there be like a kid of a doctor and a lawyer, you know?
I know.
That, you know, just a straight shooter and kind of goes through some of the things that I'm going through and made the right choices. And we were able to watch him do that. And he was definitely a role model for us for those things coming up. And then obviously his career afterward, Malcolm and Eddie, a lot of the other things that he did afterward were very entertaining and watchable because of his presence on the show. So yeah, I feel like I lost a brother in entertainment through Malcolm. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we all, you know, adopted the Cosbys as part of our family. You know, positive African American family, especially back in the day when they weren't showing that. And you know, I would say, you know, some people may not agree about this, but hats off to Bill Cosby. I'm not into none of the things that happen, you know, to victims, but he did something that made African American people feel proud. And they spoke, the Cosby as a family spoke to America to say that, yeah, we do have smart African American people who can excel and yet be, you know, a normal family. And it just showed that how, you know, we communicate, that we have the same issues that other families deal with outside of race, because I don't think nobody can be affected by race like African American people, Black people, you know. And so they touched on all kinds of issues, even that issue. And so I was really struck, because anybody else, I would have said, oh, you know, man, what happened? But with this being Malcolm, everybody is, you know, stopping, and the social media was flooded.
Yes.
With people who couldn't believe it was true. And the one thing they said, so we want to celebrate Malcolm And we also want to celebrate his wife and daughter, because a lot of people didn't know he had a wife. He had a daughter. He was a musician, director, poet. He played my favorite instrument, which is a bass guitar. He was in a band, and they said that he didn't start playing the bass guitar until his mid-20s. And he studied and got so good. He also played, and he also played for, trying to see what college that he played for, because I think it was I think that he played guitar for, sorry you guys.
All
right. Yeah.
Berkeley.
So Berkeley. So he studied at the Musicians Institute, and then he graduated from Berkeley Online. Yep. And so he released his own album. So that is just shows who he is as a person, because he released his own album. He didn't try to get a record deal, from what I read. He did this on his own. He performed live music. He was had a band. One fun fact about Malcolm was that he was named after Malcolm X. Unbelievable. He also was a podcaster. And so we want to dedicate this show to Malcolm. There was so many things that people said about Malcolm that was positive. Everybody had nothing but positive things to say about him.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, he was one of those ones, as we say.
Right.
He was one of those ones.
That's right.
You know, that like I said, you know, he made you what was humanizing and most resonating with Malcolm, Jamal Warner, and Rudy, and Tempest, and you know, Denise is the family part of it. How a brother should be, how a sister should be. They set the example and they set the bar, like this is how it should be. You know, it wasn't like a after school special. It was really like some of it was like, ooh, real, and how would you handle that in that situation?
Exactly.
And they showed you like this is probably what you should do. This is probably how you should be. Like, don't do that. Like, don't ignore your brother when he say this, or you know, like it was just dope. And their relationships, although false, right? Although like fake acting, they were really real.
Yeah.
And if you followed them like we all do, you if you heard their stories, their backstories, they were literally brothers and sisters, offset and onset. So that was something that was just so commendable and respectable, and it made you love it even more so. But
that
like
made
I said,
it more convincing too.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I guess with them being, you know,
Yeah.
close on and off the set.
Yep.
So that made it more even convincing for
Yeah.
us. The watchers. You know, you're like, oh, that's right.
Right. Bill Cosby was really their dad on the show.
He was.
Felicia Rashad was really mom, like on the show. So that was very dope. But he was the big brother, you know, like, so to see him like super dope. I just saw, I forget I don't know if it's an actor or an artist, but they had on that shirt that he had. Remember the episode?
Oh my goodness, when he made that shirt.
An actor I forget, it was either an actor or like some artist, but he had the shirt on, and then it put and then it was, if you know, you know. This is before he died. This is before he died.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And he had the shirt on, and it was,
goodness.
and then it had like, you know, if you know, you know.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was dope. Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the producers here on the Gossup, she said that she went to order. There was a book that he wrote, and $200 on Amazon. It done went up, y'all.
Wow.
But you know what? Support. Because this was a man that really believed in who he was as a African American man. He said that his mom was the one that was, highly influential in his life. He also was a big proponent of African American and the rights that for us, and a really big advocate in that. So there was a lot of stuff that people didn't know because he kept his nose down and didn't really care to say, hey, look at me, I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. And to really live a life of 54 years, I think he really made a big impact in this world. And we really send our prayers to his wife and his daughter. He definitely, if the world missed him, his family
100 times more, right?
Yeah, because he made an impact in our life. He made a huge impact, because they lived and loved with him. Mm-hmm. So we want to celebrate Malcolm. He did over 70 movies. When I was going through all the movies, I was like, oh Lord, we gonna have to stream them through, but I'll just name just a few, like A Different World, Malcolm and Eddie Griffin. I forgot that they did a show together. Yeah. Malcolm and Eddie, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was in, had a guest role in that. Dexter, American Horror Story, Freak Show. He was still doing movies up until 2023. The Resident.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
He had a reoccurring role on The Resident.
Yeah. So he was doing his thing. He was doing what he liked to do, and I believe he did it his way. Yeah. Because he probably wasn't in the political politics that Hollywood bring. And so we just want to say hats off to Malcolm. We are praying for the family, and wow, we lost a good one, y'all.
We did.
Black excellence.
Black excellence
for sure.
Well, it's time to switch over to the question of this evening. And that's kind of hard to switch from that to that, but the question of the evening is, how do you guys know if you guys are shallow? Have anybody ever told you that you were shallow? And it can go from any time that you started dating to present date. Question? Answer? Well, both of y'all must have been shallow. That you see what they're doing. They just so quiet, like a pin. You can hear a pin drop.
What's your definition of shallow?
Okay, so thanks for asking that. So a shallow person, and this is not all the characteristics, this is just a few, is somebody that would be considered a poor listener. Somebody that is hyper focused on themselves. So it's like when you talking to them, they wait,
talk about themselves.
They way ahead of that. They're asking you, what was that again? Because their focus is not on you. So I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions. So, do you, as a person, remember what people tell you, or do you find yourself constantly having them to repeat themselves in conversation? So that would be considered shallow. Or do you ask people about difficult things that they might be facing? So you don't really, like some people, and these are some characteristics, so you may have some of them, but not all of them. So I know people who shy away from conflict. And I never thought that could be a characteristic of being shallow, but it possibly can be. When somebody talks to you, do you keep looking at your phone like you just so busy? You just looking at your phone, you just peeping, yep.
So
looking at your phone and swiping.
So what question do you want answered? Because you asked 3.
No. I'm just giving you the character. Yeah, I'm giving you characteristics, and then you can you can answer after that. And when somebody is talking to you, do you change the subject a lot? Because I'm talking to the viewers too. And do you talk over people? You know, as people are talking, do you tend to talk over people, like you trying to get your point across even before you think you know what they're gonna say, or maybe you don't even care what they're gonna say because you got a point that you want to get
and it has to be heard right then and there. It can't wait till they finish at the end of that sentence. Blah 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 blah. Ooh, I know some people that's like that. It's like everybody talking at one time. You be like, I don't even know who to listen to. Okay.
That they say that's a characteristic of a shallow person. And lastly, because I could keep going over and over again, but do you care about your appearance to the point where you know, you talk about others appearance and you want, when you're looking for a date, you scour, bam, she's wearing, you know, the latest Hermes purse, she got the Louis shoes bag, she wearing, you know all the labels. And that's the person you want to talk to outside of the others that actually may have more money than that person that typically buying all that stuff for show. But those are some of the characteristics of a shallow person. Did I overwhelm y'all? Or
no.
Oh, okay.
I knew what a shallow person was like. Yeah, I know a few people.
Yep. So let's get personal. Have you ever found yourself in that position? Or do you know people that are like that?
Okay, so let me just, because it's a lot. So I could say that I am, and I'm not, right? Because I know how to pay attention to detail. I know how to listen to you, hear you out. If I'm excited about what you're saying, I have a bad habit of interjecting just to get more juice on what you're talking about. So I had a situation that, I'm talking to somebody and they like, let me tell you, right? So I think they gave me the disclaimer first, and I kind of must have, I must have missed that part, because they like, let me tell you, let me say what I gotta say, and I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead, let me hear what you got to talk about, So they get to spewing out whatever's going on, and as soon as they get to a certain point, I'm excited about it. So I'm like, oh, so you saying that he did, so they talking to who? So you saying they did, so I'm asking questions in between, and they like, you not listening. You ain't letting me hear what I'm saying. You not letting me say what I'm saying. And I'm like, wait. So now the story didn't stop to where, because I interjected, they don't even want to tell the story. So they drug out. Now they like, I don't even want to tell it no more. Like, I'm like, okay, well, I apologize. I didn't mean to interject. I'm just excited about what you was talking about. I'm interested. So when you got to that point, I wanted to know what was going on with that point. And I have the way my ADHD is set up.
Oh my God. Here we go, y'all.
You got to have some type of excuse.
I'm just saying, no, there ain't no excuse. If I'm just telling the truth. If I don't ask right then, I definitely will forget. So by the time I want to ask it, I'll be like, what I was going to ask? Oh, never mind. I don't even remember. So now it ain't even, it's pointless. Because I don't even know what I wanted to talk about or ask you after you just got done talking for 15 minutes straight about whatever it is
Maybe
you
you
was
need a
talking
pen.
about.
Maybe
you know?
you need a pen and a pad when you talking
Well-
to people.
well-
so you can write your questions
Well-
down. So when
well,
they done,
Some people know how to go off and, you know what I'm saying, they be gone and you be listening like, oh, yeah. So they said what? Oh, okay. And then you can't even do that. So then you said, so that was Charles. He did. So Charles did when he shot the thing. Okay. So that was okay. So Sheila ran across. You can't even do that. You gotta wait till they say their whole thing, and then at the end, you finally get to interject like, oh, okay, well, so what happened then? You know, by the time you get to the end, for me, I've forgotten the substance, the juice of what I really wanted to ask. So if I don't ask in the moment, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna be like, damn. Oh, okay. And then at the end, now I'm trying to think of the most mature way to understand and wrap it up, or
clean it up.
yeah, like, oh, okay, well that's all right then. Well, yeah, but yeah. Now you asking stupid shit like, how that make you? How you feel about that? Like, cause you don't even remember half the shit she just said, cause she just spoke for like 17 minutes straight. So it's like,
Well,
damn.
could that be
Just saying. Sorry. Not
shallow?
sorry.
A shallow thought?
What, my thought shallow or the
No,
thought?
I'm asking, your thought. Could your thought be shallow? Because you're thinking that she's talking for 17 minutes?
Not if it's really 17 minutes. Now, if it wasn't.
Now, if it's 17 minutes, yeah.
Right.
Hey, I'm with you on that.
Hey, like I said, I'm interested. And you got me. I'm listening for the whole 17, right? But like I said, the way my mind is set up, I have to interject to stay interested to the end. So if I'm gonna ask something in there, and that doesn't hinder my ability to listen, because I promise you, I definitely listen. I pay attention to detail. If I like you, I'ma listen. I don't want to offend you and not pay attention to what you're saying. I want you to understand that I'm really listening to you. I'm hearing what you're saying.
That's why you got to interject. Hey, I wanted to let you know I heard you when you said your favorite color is red.
But I wanna stop there, But sometimes with people, sometimes you can't. If you stop them there, then on their side, they're gonna forget whatever point they were trying to make. So I think, like I said, I'm working on myself, and I'm gonna stop interjecting with people, and I'm gonna let them talk. They 17.
Okay.
And
Better communication.
I'm gonna listen.
That's right. Bring your notepad and pen out.
I mean, I just try to keep mental notes best I can to allow you to get off whatever it is you're trying to get off your chest. A true friend is gonna do that. You could be talking for 30 minutes. A true friend is gonna hear you out, listen to you, unconditional. So I'm working on being better at that. But my intent is still unconditional though.
But I have a question now. Do you care about your appearance and the appearance of the person who you are dating?
So,
or not necessarily dating, but dating, because we're talking about relationships here. So
okay.
Yep. So are you? And I'm saying this question to you too, Tammy, although you're married. In your dating time, did you tend to find, look across the room and then you're like, bam, right there? Or it's like, oh, there's a lot of beautiful people here. I'm just gonna, hey, how y'all doing? Or is it that you get dressed and you want to wear the, everybody should, I don't think that's shallow. Everybody should, dress appropriately. But if you have to dress up every time you go into the mailbox, you run into the store, you gotta dress up because somebody might see you now. Is that something that any one of you guys have done, have experienced?
Ladies first, because I'm pretty sure.
I do care about my appearance. I'm not gonna go to the grocery store with my bonnet on my head. So yeah, I am gonna make sure I'm presentable. If I'm gonna try to do the whole 9 just to go to the grocery store? No, I'm not. I'm like, hey, I'm just going to pick up some apples. I'm not gonna do all of that just to go and pick up some apples. But I'm gonna make myself presentable. I might throw on a hat or whatever and just make sure I'm nice and I look, presentable to the public. And if somebody see me, they won't be telling my mom, hey, I seen your daughter out there looking like who did it, what for, and why. And be like, baby, I ain't raised you like that. So I want to hear that. So I'm going to go out looking presentable. I'm not going to do the bunny thing. I hate those people that be in the stores with them bonnets on. Leave them at home in your car, please.
You going to get in trouble.
I don't care.
Folks be wearing bonnets as a style.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my goodness. Please leave them at home. I'm sick of them.
Shallow.
They'll call me shallow.
I mean, I got to take on that.
No,
right?
I'm joking.
No, I'm saying no for real. Like I gotta take on if you are confident enough to wear your bonnet outside, pajama pants on with some Crocs. Somebody love you at home. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, now this is me hypothetically speaking, right? But just picture this real quick. Like you getting dressed to go. You finna just go to the grocery store real quick. So now you getting dressed. You're like, I'm getting dressed. You taking your bonnet off, and he like, what fuck you been go? What you doing? Where you finna go? You know what I'm saying? And she like, oh, I'm just, I was just finna, forget it. I'm just gonna wear my bonnet. She finna go out with her bonnet on. She ain't trying to start nothing now.
That's shallow.
Because
she
like, I'm just finna go out like this, so this nigga don't think I'm
That's
tripping.
shallow because she should be able to be herself.
Right? No. So who's shallow?
So if you,
her or him?
Both of y'all. Because you checking her about going out with the bonnet, and then she's like, oh, I'm gonna have to perform. I'm gonna have to put on my
some people honestly really
Sunday's
just
best,
don't care. They just like, I don't care. I'm finna go. I'm the only one to get some sugar and some Kool-Aid.
Right.
I don't care.
No, but that is true. I was just picking with you. Because this is a question that we should ask ourselves, because I think we all probably possess moments of being shallow. Yeah.
I mean, in dating, now that it's not as organic as it used to be to date people.
Yeah.
When you meet people, you really don't get a feel of their personality from seeing their picture on a website or on an app. So, it's evident that you're basing your judgment on dating this person on what you see firstly, and being that I've been through these dating sites, you have some people that set their standards and their preferences right away, which is very shallow. Like, I only date tall men, or I don't.
True.
If he ain't if you don't got this and this and that,
good observation.
Swipe left. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, you got more than 2 kids. Swipe left. Okay, swipe left there. Like that's and that's totally fine. That's totally fine. To each his own. But nowadays, that's basically all you have to go off of. There's no way that I could see, like, I can read your little small paragraph and be like, oh, she may be articulate from how she worded that. But is that really gonna sum up this actual personality of this person when you see that? Like, oh, okay, when I meet her, she's gonna be this very articulately put person that she explained herself to be in her small paragraph description under her pictures.
Or did AI put
right? Or did she chat GPT? Her description. But like I said, being in a dating world, you meet these people and you swiping on somebody based on how they look. Sorry.
That's true.
It. Pretty much it.
You're not.
So what you saying is we dealing with a whole world full of shallow people.
Absolutely.
So everybody in this world is shallow.
Hallelujah. J. Cole said it.
In some type of way.
J. Cole said it. He said she's shallow. It's true. It's very true. It's very true because, it's a saying that I used to hear people say all back in the days, howling at the moon. Like, when you howling at the moon, meaning that you kind of like trying to get something that's way out of reach. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of people howl at the moon, and they trying to get something that's out of they reach, out of their grasp, even out of their league. Like, okay, but I'm gonna reach up there, as high as I can until something fall in my lap. That is, And then you got the opposite. You got the opposite dudes that go out and be looking like, we're the ugly ones. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
we're the
shallow.
fat, ugly one at.
Low self-esteem.
I'm trying to go home tonight. You got that. That's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Out there.
So they not as shallow, I would think. I would feel like they don't care. Whereas some people have standards to where they like, man, she can't say nothing to me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's shallow too.
Yeah, that's absolutely shallow.
No, but I'm saying, in the dating world, there's always somebody for somebody. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad that this is topic of conversation because it's game time, guys.
All right.
Not bad.
All right.
Let me see what I get.
During this game time, everybody, I'll ask a series of questions to the panel, and they'll answer to their best ability. And this is called Shallow Hal. There was a movie called Shallow Hal. Do you guys remember that movie?
I do, vaguely.
Yeah, okay, so there was these two guys, friends, and I believe, don't quote me on this, allegedly, I think, now I don't want to mess the movie up, they had a bet that one of the guys wouldn't just date ordinary women because he was very shallow. And his name was Hal. And so they did this bet, and I don't know if he got hit over the head. I'm trying to remember the movie, but he ended up like being a different person. Like he could see, it would be women that he would never date that he found really beautiful. But he would see them in a different way. And so one day, he got hit back over the head, and he came back to himself. And the woman that he had fell in love with, he really saw her as not who he thought she was. And so they ended up being together, I think, in the end, because he realized how shallow he was. But it was a really funny movie. It was a comedy. Y'all check it out. I don't want to endorse Shallow Hal, but it is funny. It was old school funny, so that's why I don't really want to too much endorse it, because I know how things are now. But yeah, it was funny. So this game time is called Shallow Hal. I want to ask you guys a question.
Right.
Okay. Imagine that you're on a date, right? And you presented something on a date, because I don't want to tell you what the storyteller is going to be sharing with everybody, but you presented something on the date, and I want to just get your feedback on what you would have done and who would be considered the shallow person. Check it out, y'all.
I went on a date today, and let me tell you my experience. I planned ahead, and I went to the store and bought flowers. Show up to the date with the flowers in hand. She said, "Why did you buy flowers?" I thought that's what we were supposed to do. Am I wrong? Oh, and to top it off, I ended up keeping the flowers. She didn't want them.
Okay, guys, so what y'all say about that?
Well, yeah, she's definitely shallow. She could at least, after the flowers, I mean, it's the thought, that counts, you know what I'm saying? At least show you appreciate it. I believe she's probably one of those people that been hurt. You can tell she's been hurt. And I don't know if by him bringing those flowers, did that bring back some type of memory or some type of trauma that she didn't face or whatever for her to go through all of that? And that guy was trying to be nice and set, show that he's a nice, respectful young man, and he gets that. That's sad. That's sad. That's why men don't like to do stuff sometimes. You know, we have people like that just like, excuse me, beep, boop, just mess it up for everybody.
I mean, I don't know. I have so many different perspectives on this, but it's like, don't be such a sucker. First of all, like, why is you bringing flowers to a first date with somebody? Like, just, that's, you know, to certain people, that's kind of like, don't, you know, like, if you being a gentleman and being a nice guy, cool and all and everything, but that could also be read as like she, you know what I mean? Because like her saying, why is you bringing me flowers, didn't have to necessarily mean like why is you bring? She probably just didn't want no flowers from you. Like, I don't want no flowers. Like, why?
Whatever. Give me some flowers. I'm old school, and I want me some flowers. If you gonna give me flowers, candy, jewelry, right, on the first date,
that's certain people
I'll
love language.
take that.
But you know, to me, you know, like, man. This
well,
just
maybe
me
because I'm old school.
But this just me dating.
Maybe because I'm old school.
I'm not gonna show up on no date with no new person that okay, so it's levels to this, right? So if I've been talking to this female and we've been acquainted, we know each other, and I'm trying to be sweet by the time we finally go on our date, bringing some flowers would be appropriate. But if like we just now meeting and I'm doing some like it come off mad corny when you show up with some flowers on a date. Like, that's just now. That's how it is right now.
Well, see, teach
unfortunately,
me.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I was gonna say,
man, you show up with some.
I was gonna say, teach me because. Well, for me, I would think that he was really considerate and thoughtful for the date.
Nice,
you know, whether I was a flower person or not. I would have took the flowers and I would say, wow, he put some extra thought and consideration in dating a person of my caliber. I'm just saying. So
what if she was allergic to it?
If she was allergic to flowers, I would have took them flowers anyway because it's the thought that counts. It was like he took the time to not only drive to the store or whatever to pick out a certain type of flower or arrangement. He then got back in his car. Oh, wait, hold on now, because he had to go to the cash register and spend the cash on what the cost of the flowers. You know what I mean? So because I'm old school, I have to learn, you know, teach me how to date in today's world, because to me, I would have thought, and I don't care who you are, I would have thought that, wow, you took out some time to be considerate in a way, whether or not later on I could tell you, if we was continuing on dating, you know, I'm not a flower girl, but I appreciate the effort and the time that you took out to really consider bringing me flowers. You know. Okay,
I've never brought flowers on a date to anyone or brought flowers to anyone that didn't appreciate the flowers. But by the time I've given flowers, this is something that I know that they like or would want. They like, you know, that love language. They love flowers. So if I give you with flowers, I know that you like flowers. I'm not gonna just blindly bring something that I don't know what you like or what you don't like. I think that it's a shot in the dark, you know, and he got the reaction that he wasn't expecting. All women are not the same. So to assume that they are, and to assume that she was just this, oh, thank you. You know, some women are not like that. Some women are exactly like that. Like, what? What you give it? What's with the flowers? This is just a date to eat. You know, like, I'm here to eat, nigga.
That's right. That's right. You should have saved that for the tip.
2025, y'all.
Flowers.
Like, you should have saved that money for the tip.
And they was like them was some funeral flowers too, nigga. Bring some roses. Maybe you would have got a better reaction. She looking like, I know how much Target flowers cost, nigga. Don't bring me no Target flowers that you stopped and grabbed a little quick.
I would have took that's kind of shallow. So I want to give the lady, she was a love bomb buster, in my opinion, because, you know, I am older. So I think of, you know, like I said, I think of the person, the effort that it took the person.
Chivalry, old school chivalry.
old school chivalry. So I'll give the lady a love bomb, and I will give oh boy, the gentleman, a sugar crush, because he was considerate, thinking of, he could have brought a pie, cake, whatever, but he chose, flowers. And I have to learn, and maybe Eric, you'll teach me how to date in 2025, because hey, I don't know. I think I'm gonna still want them flowers.
I know those flowers could mean something else though, because sometimes females will look at that like, you bringing me them flowers, you must be expecting something. I ain't giving up nothing.
Well, you still not gonna get nothing. But I'm gonna take them flowers.
The thing about gifting on a first date like that too. First of all, I'm taking you out on a date, right? But when you showing up, when you start off doing something like that, what I learned. You got to be consistent with that, brother. You can't show up with no flowers and be like, but don't you remember that first time I brought you them flowers? No, that ain't gonna hold up. You got to be a flower giving dude. Like, you bought orchids, now I want clematis.
Well, for some people, because old school mentality is appreciative in general of, just the things that you do. And I know that it's totally different now, y'all.
That dude had to be 20 something.
He was. And maybe he learned from his parents or whatever. That was old school.
He could have. He could have seen his dad bring mom flowers, huh?
Somebody sent that boy off, because I'm gonna tell you what, he obviously didn't know the type of woman.
My God.
If she shot them flowers down like that, he didn't know who he was. He didn't know who he was dealing with. Like,
right.
when you know who you're dealing with, you know that you have a sweet lady that's gonna, regardless of if she allergic to flowers, don't like flowers, or whatever, she gonna be sweet and say, oh, thank you. But if you trying to sweeten up,
you think he was trying to sweeten up the deal?
Yeah, you pouring sugar and you pouring too much sugar in the coffee. You pouring too much sugar in there. Like, if it's black, it's black. Let it be. Don't try to put the sugar in there to make it something that it's not, because you're gonna get that reaction of, some people are literally like that, and he got exactly what he didn't think he was gonna get, which was, no, thank you, but no, thank you.
Take them on home and put them in your vase.
Well, he drove home
Knowing
with
it's
those
after
flowers. Yeah, he did drive home with. Bring them flowers to me, boy. I'll take them.
He better go on there and find him the older lady. Brother, older ladies like flowers. Baby.
They said, find you a cougar.
You'll win every time. These young girls don't want no flowers. Boy.
That's right.
You gotta bring them a Gucci bag,
No, you gotta
or a Louis bag.
$50 on my gas.
Some George, but me some bad George
for coming to the date.
Oh my goodness! Is that how we doing it now? Teach me. All right. Next question, y'all. Imagine that you're on a date and this actually happened. And I'm not telling y'all. Let's take a look.
I went on a date with a girl with autism, and I think she might have ruined me for dating. And I'm not sure what to do about that. Here's what happened. She's a child psychologist with a specialty in autism and also has autism. I'm a pretty inquisitive person, so I spent the first 45 minutes of our date just asking her questions about her life, her accolade, interests and hobbies, passions. And then she stopped me and said, can I have a turn to ask you some questions? Normally at this point, people ask me, when did I graduate chiropractic school, or how long have I been playing guitar, very LinkedIn profile questions. She looks me dead in the eye and says, tell me everything you remember about your 18th birthday. What? It has been weeks since this happened, and I am still thinking about this question. Not only was I stunned by the question, I was stunned by my own answer. This girl learned more about me in 2 hours than most people do in 2 months. She wasn't trying to figure out what I do. She was trying to figure out who I am. It was like I was in a double-blind experiment, and I loved it. A new bar has been set, guys, okay? If they're not asking you what you remember from your 18th birthday, we don't want it.
Okay, so obviously Fees is looking puzzled. So I just want to add just a little more context to the to that particular storyteller. So he went out on a date, and his point was that, dating somebody different showed less shallow because the person that he was dating, had a disability. And obviously he's been on other dates with people who didn't have disabilities. And he said that typically when he's out on a date, they normally ask the LinkedIn questions or the dating questions, what do you do? What are your hobbies? The questions that I believe when you sign up, you're answering those things,
Mm-hmm.
So, but he said that this particular lady on his date really asked some different questions that made him think about dating in general, not dating just a regular. I think he broadened his dating palette because he was dating somebody that he wouldn't normally date because she had autism.
So, but the question was, what do you remember from your 18th birthday? Which is a very weird, why do you want,
She had autism. Those are some questions that may not resonate with a person that don't have autism, I think she was trying to probably dig a little bit deeper, and that could be like an icebreaker too, to say, tell me something about yourself when you were 21 or something like that. So a different question, so it wasn't like the same mundane questions that you get. We're talking about being shallow and dating outside of the box,
So if I'm dating the accountant, then
But you want to talk about some money?
Have you seen The Accountant with Ben Affleck?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so The Accountant, Ben Affleck.
Oh, he's the accountant.
Right.
Okay.
So part 2, Ben Affleck's character is an autistic accountant, very talented in his field.
Okay.
But he went on a speed dating thing, but he doctored up all of his answers based on what people actually want and not who he actually is. So by the time he had to face those people, his autism wouldn't allow him to not be straight up and straight down.
Okay.
So the women were in love with his profile because he's obviously doctored up his profile to look like this different guy. But when they finally met him, they're like, because he's like, yeah, you can lower your rates for your if you cut your hedge fund. And they're more like, wait, this is not the dude that. And I feel like that person, being that I have an autistic child, he is very black and white with things. His feelings are straight out. He's not about to, he's going to tell you straight up and down how he feels. And I feel like an autistic person is going to be exactly that. Not they're going to be mad different, but they're going to be definitely more so forward with their intentions and forward with their their questions and their answers that they would expect. So if he was able to answer the question of what he did in his 18th birthday, what answer was that person actually looking for? What were you looking for at that? Because I obviously can't supply what type of micro memory that you might have, because they might have an amazing memory where they remember every detail of what they did at 18. To where I'm like, man, I don't remember what I just did last year.
Yesterday.
I don't know what I did at 45. What you talking about 18? But to me that's kind of okay, what do I expect from something like that? I feel like, okay, get out my business. I don't know what I did at 18. Why do you want to know that? Why is that something you want to know? Am I going to feel like you mad deep? You know what I mean? Or am I going to be challenged by a question like that? Or am I going to be that's mad weird and I don't understand it? I think the third one is going to be me. I'm going to be you got to go a little bit deeper in why you would ask me something like that. Why you want to know that? What would you get out of that if I told you? what I did when I was 18. I don't know, especially on a date. Somebody asks you like that, like they trying to over challenge your intellect or over challenge your memory or see what type of person you may have been at that age. I don't know what you would get out of that if that's what you want to know. I think that that's something that you learn about a person over time. You won't get that out of my answer right then at that date.
Well, I get that, but I think it was more like I totally get where you're coming from in that way, but I think that he was more impressed, and he was about dating somebody that is outside of his norm and the conversations that they had. So he just told one piece of, one of the conversations, one, thing that they were talking about was what, probably, do you know what you did on your 18th birthday or whatever? I think that that's probably one of the. I don't think that she just came out and said, "Okay, tell me what you did on your, when you was 18." But I think that during the conversation, as they were like the different questions, because he was impressed about that, and so he was impressed. Tammy.
Well, my take on that, I actually thought that was kind of weird though. But I mean, maybe
these people are shallow.
But I mean,
they're very shallow.
But maybe that was like she could be doing that to try to get some insight of how he grew up or something, or or how he was back then as opposed to what's now. Mm-hmm. So that could have been one of those kind of questions where she was trying to dig for something else. Know what you remember about that, just to kind of see what type of person he was. Like, hey, was he a wild kid, or was he just more laid back, or was he sociable, or whereas he have a lot of friends? Do he have, could have been trying to find out a little bit more information, But like I said, I guess it's that wording of the 18 thing,
right?
It's just it's just a weird way it came. I mean, the wording of it, I guess. But.
Yeah, I think that I'm with the guy. I think that it's, I'm a little bit different in that way. I think that doing things that is totally outside of the box and the norm for what normally, typically, how things are supposed to be. I like to kind of get to know, what life looks like in the eyes of other people, So for him to date outside of what his norm would be, because although people have special needs in different way, maybe it may be a physical disability, mental health or whatever people deal with. I think that, it's really interesting to talk to different people to get their perspectives on how they would address different things and do different outside of what my norm would be with my camp, because I would typically think like you guys, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But to stretch, to if I was if I went on a date with somebody that had what people claim to be a disability, it would be really nice and interesting just to dig in to see what life looks like,
Everybody got something. You just don't find out.
Some
you find out over time. Right. I don't know if you're gonna find out from Max what he was doing when he was 18.
Yeah.
You'll find out over time.
That's true.
Exactly. Some of them got stuff they just haven't been diagnosed with it yet.
Yeah. That's true.
Got that crazy man syndrome.
Yeah, Martin said it the best. Crazy. Right. You didn't know he was at first, but you found out.
Exactly.
Once you pushed the right buttons.
That's right. That's it. Give him 3 months or so to bring it on out, even if it take that long.
Well, we have the last and final story time. Imagine you are out on a date well, first and foremost, let's rewind it. Imagine you get on a dating app and you just swipe. What is it? The right?
To the right is when
To
you
the
like
right.
somebody, yeah.
And a person swipes and you connect. Boom. Then you're talking through text message because you're at work and they're at work. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so then you decide, hey, let's just be spontaneous and go out. I'll meet you for the first time face to face. Now, you tell me who would be the shallow person after you meet. Would it be the storyteller or you? Let's check it out. Think about it. Let's see what's going on.
Hey there, ladies. My name is Stephen Stevens. I teach speech at Sand Springs 6th grade centers and secondary schools. Go Sandites. Just wanted to get on here and say hey, and just say, you know, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, then just go ahead and give it the old swipe right. And let's see if we can't make some sparks fly. See you soon. Blessings.
All right, counsel. Tell me your thoughts now. I know that, listen.
I feel like he
Wait a minute, hold on.
Cat.
Wait, hold on. Listen, council members.
Right?
Listen, council members. Now, we dealing with some shallow people because you done heard the answers that they done already said thus far. So this is the cherry on the cake.
Okay.
Let's hear it from y'all. Look at the camera.
First of all, he's a man, so I can't really be like, but
Well, just imagine if that was a lady.
The turtleneck and the herringbone would have already had me like.
He was one of the brothers. He did.
I'd have been.
Straight up.
So you saying his style, and that's part of
Man,
the shallow.
I said it. I'm shallow.
Oh, okay.
I'm shallow because
I think
a sense of style means a lot to me.
Yeah.
A sense of style means a lot to me. How you carry yourself means a lot to me. I see a lot of people that are very accepting of their mate that's like grungy, or he don't mind wearing, Pro Wings, or he go to Walmart and
Pro
get fresh.
Wings. He's
Look,
going like
look, she like Pro
back.
Wings. I
Wait,
wouldn't know niggas
no.
make Pro Wings.
I was just saying
He
Pro
going-
Wings because
I just went to
know
the cheapest shoe of our age range.
Yeah, but I know.
Pro Wings. Nigga. Everybody else, young people,
They don't know nothing about
they don't know
those.
nothing about those. But let me tell you, very cheap shoe. You know about the Shaqs? All right, Shaqs. Just imagine Shaq shoes
Those
from
are-
Walmart. Those were the Pro Wing XJ900s. And you got some dudes that'll wear them XJ900s and still be a really nice guy. I get that. He's very sweet.
That's right. Because like I used
he's
to
a
tell
good
my
guy.
students, your clothes and shoes don't make you. You make your shoes and your clothes. So it's all about the personality of the people that's wearing them. Because if you got a nice personality, them Pro Wings go look like some jaws.
But they'll make, they'll make your
They
feet stank fast.
They gonna fool you because of your personality. Them
They-
shoes don't even matter.
They'll
baby.
make
What
your
you
feet
got?
stink faster. You get what you pay for. Yeah, remember that part. You get what you pay for. You walk a mile in them, and you will see why you need to invest
Oh my
in a little better shoe for
goodness.
your feet.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding. But I am. I just like I said, I care about that. You know what I mean? But dude, it seemed like he was. First of all, it seemed like he was capping. It seemed like he was doing that on purpose. You know what I mean? But honestly, on a date with somebody like that, I ain't gonna even lie to you. I wouldn't even be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to sit there. You know what I mean? If she order and she like, yeah, I would like the steak and the salad and the mushroom. No, I'd be over there like this. Like,
Would you go through with the date?
Nope. And she could be fine. I ain't gonna even lie to you. She could be fine. If she get to spitting with the S's and H's, spitting, saying shit, stuff, excuse me, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Shallow Hal.
Yeah,
Oh,
shallow
gosh.
feed. Because I'm gonna tell you what. It be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
And the mental is everything. Your mental is like, okay, can I? Because you got some people that are mentally inept where they can probably tolerate anything. They can tolerate all it. They got a heart for this. They can do with this and deal with that. But then you got some people that are like, I don't think that I have the capacity to endure hours on end with this person if they talk a lot. Now, if they don't talk, great. Like she fine, man, but as soon as she open her mouth, boy, I can't do it. You know,
Go so well, you'd be like, just don't talk.
I'm that person. I'm that person. I'm sorry. Like I don't mean to be like
Shallow.
seemingly judgmental of like people's ailments or speech impediments or anything like that. But that's not something that I could see myself dealing with. And maybe I'm blocking my blessings. Maybe somebody with a speech impediment would treat me like a king. I don't know, but I will never know. That's the point. Because I'm going to block that. Because I'm not going to be able to deal with it. I'm just keeping it real. Because, you know what you can deal with and you know what you can't.
That's true.
Deal with.
That's true.
And that's half the battle. So if you go in knowing like, on a first date and you're dealing with a person on a first date that has that, and they spitting on the food and they, spitting when they talk, and when you talking, they, I wear glasses, so the spit hit my glasses when they talking.
And now you can't see because you got all them dots in.
I like that. Like, okay, so y'all went to, and it was special. Okay, cool. No, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't be able to do it. But to each his own. I'm not trying to take nothing from everybody else, and judge me if you will. You know what I mean?
They gonna judge you.
I don't care.
They gonna judge you.
I'm just telling you the truth. Like I got my own stuff, I get that. I'm not saying I'm perfect by all means, but I'm not gonna jump. I'm not gonna get into bed with something that I see from the beginning as a red flag for me. And that's how women are. Like if I come in and I'm mad short and she mad tall and that's her red flag, and she, counts me out because of that, boom, it's the same thing happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their preferences.
True.
Everybody has things that they'll block and miss because of their shallow preferences. Like so.
True.
I might be the sweetest guy. She would never know because she counted me out because I was short. It's the same thing. It's just like if I was to only talk to white women. You know what I mean? You would be like, dang, he only talked to white women. I mean, but you just said I'm too short. I saw that on another podcast. Like, you saying I'm too short, I'm saying you're not white enough. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because that's my preference, right? I'm shallow. I only deal with white women. That's everybody has their different types of shallow. Like,
Right.
to
That's
me,
true.
like I said at the beginning, I listen to you if I like you. I just have a bad habit of interjecting when I'm interested. Like if I'm interested and I'm trying to hear what you're talking about, I might jump in there a little bit. And that's what I'm saying. I got to teach myself to not do that. Allow a person to get their 17 or however long they talking and before I say whatever I'm going to say, because that's the art of attentiveness, the art of listening and having patience. And that's something that I've been getting better at in time. But if that 17 minutes is all S's and H's put together, I don't think that's something that I would be able to personally endure. With all due respect, you know what I mean? Just saying. That's just me. Some people can. Some people think it's cute. Some people might think that that's a good thing, But me, I'm more like, man, I can't. And it's, it's little things. Little things mean a lot.
Wow.
Little things mean a lot, man.
Tammy?
Yeah, with that one, I don't know. I guess I have to be a little shallow, a little bit, but I will stay for the whole date though, at least. You know what I'm saying? Just have to put on my little raincoat or whatever and just until that date is over. But I don't know if I would come out for that because all that shooting and shooting sticks and Yeah. And then you like it's like one of those people where you be constantly asking, "Can you repeat that?" And I don't want to be, and you know what I'm saying, out on a date, and I got to continuously ask you, "What did you say? Can you repeat that?" That's gonna get old real quick. Real quick. That's like one of those people you take to the family reunion or take to meet. Like, don't say nothing. Just don't say nothing. Just wave.
Oh my
just wave.
God.
Matter of fact, we gonna make you a sign to put your name on there. Ask your name, just put the razor sign up. Anthony. There you go. Just raise your sign.
Oh
Don't say
my
nothing.
Council, we want to hear from you. And you know what? I give y'all permission to tear this panel a new one because
I'm just saying.
are they shallow? Can you relate?
And
Are
on
you
that one,
shallow? Have you exhibited traits of being shallow? I believe we all have. So
Right.
even though I'm kind of rough on the council, I'm doing it because, hey, I think we all have some
Yeah, we do.
parts of shallow within us at certain degrees. Some can take a little, some can take a lot.
Right.
You know what we gonna do? We want to see, because we want to match mate. Check this out.
Calling all lovers in disguise. Do you have a secret crush? Have you been holding on to that juicy little secret that you're dying to spill? Whether it's your best friend, coworker, or someone totally unexpected, if you're bold enough to dare to be different, we want your story. Come reveal your crush on the Gossup podcast. Let the world hear your heart, and who knows, maybe love will find you on air. Slide into our DMs or email us at info@thegossup.com.
Well. Thank you so much, Fees, for joining us. This has been an exciting, adventurous,
Shallow.
full of shallow on both of their parts.
Well.
Y'all, do you guys have any parting words to share amongst our viewers?
Be open-minded, not shallow. I'm gonna tell our viewers. That's from Mrs. Shallow herself.
I mean, I honestly, I can't tell what people to be or not be, right? But do whatever makes you happy. That's a suggestion, right? Do whatever makes you happy. Be happy with yourself before appeasing to or making anybody else happy. Be happy for yourself first. Put God first, and then everything else will follow.
Okay. And that's coming from somebody who's shallow too.
Right.
But I really think that we should end this on a extra perfect note.
Extra perfect, not just perfect.
Note.
If
you
you
know-
know perfect note.
If you know what I mean. So we just want to ask the artist Fees just to kind of share a little rendition of whatever you're thinking of the hundreds of thousands of songs in your head. Oh my goodness, your backup is getting
backup got to warm up.
Chocolate.
The backup is getting ready.
I got to touch it, make sure it's warm.
Oh my goodness. What you got for us?
What you got? Your warm up.
What I got? Where we at? Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Okay. Pretty brown eyes, I see you. It's a disguise the way you treat me. You keep holding on to your thoughts of rejection. If you're with me, you're secure. You keep telling me that your time is always taken, but I keep seeing you out alone. Listen to love, your heart is bounding with desires, waiting to be unleashed. Quit breaking my heart. Yeah.
Come on now.
Breaking my heart. Yeah. Breaking my heart. Oh, yeah. Breaking my heart. Sugar. Yeah, yeah.
Woo! I think we got ourselves a showstopper. Well, this has been a beautiful evening with Fees, the artist. Come on now. If you need to book him, let us know. Drop a comment. He does shows in and out of the city. He's a songwriter. He's a artist, rapper extraordinaire. He can rap too. Yep. His backup music, the band was here. And they setting up, getting ready, doing a rehearsal. Y'all, hold it down until we get ready to get off the show. Uh-huh.
They disrespectful.
They're very disrespectful. We want to acknowledge once again Malcolm Jamal Warner and his family. And thank you so much, you guys. Until next time, stay up with the gossip. That's right. And that's it for today's episode of The Gossup. If today's conversations got you thinking, drop a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn those notifications on so that you won't miss an episode. Until next time, stay up with The Gossup.